Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Data Playbook. It's week 16, and we have our Sunday games to go through after a couple Saturday games and Thursday night. And there's no major updates to the tool, but I do expect to get to more over the next couple weeks. So if you want to see what updates come out, go ahead and give a subscribe so you can follow along. But other than that, let's get into our game data. For another divisional matchup, we have Tampa Bay at Carolina, with Tampa Bay favored on the money line, with a spread of 3 points and a total line of 45.5. Here's their seasonal averages while we go through the rankings. And starting with Tampa Bay, you have a scoring rank of 16, a passing rank of 20, a rushing rank of 20, and a tight end rank of 32. For defense, you have an allowed scoring rank of 24, allowed passing rank of 31, allowed rushing rank of 9, and an allowed tight end rank of 21. For Carolina, you have a scoring rank of 28, passing rank of 24, and an allowed rushing rank of 9. And then defensively, a little bit more average, with an allowed scoring rank of 14, allowed passing rank of 17, and allowed rushing rank of 16. For your quarterbacks, you have Baker Mayfield and Bryce Young, with Mayfield averaging 16.3 fantasy points per game, and Bryce Young averaging about 13.5. Here's their seasonal averages if you need them. And going through the turnovers, you have Mayfield with 7 interceptions and 2 fumbles lost due to sacks. And then for Young, you have 9 interceptions and 2 fumbles lost due to sacks, as well as 2 rushing fumbles. Looking at their share for rushing, you have Mayfield with 12.3% of the rushing carry share and 19% of the rushing yard share. And then you have Bryce Young at 10.1% of the rushing carry share and about 10% of the rushing yard share. For your running backs, you have Bucky Irving and Rico Dowdle, with Irving averaging 16 fantasy points per game and Dowdle averaging about 14. There's their seasonal averages. And with their turnovers, you have Irving with 1 rushing fumble and Dowdle with none this season. With Irving, you also have 33.3% of the rushing carry share and 27.4% of the rushing yard share, and that's a little smaller because he's missed a fair few amount of games, so most of that went to Rachaad White while he was out, and a little bit to Sean Tucker, the next backup. For Rico Dowdle, he's at 53.9% of the rushing carry share and 57.4% of the rushing yard share. The next largest percentage goes to Chuba Hubbard, where he started earlier in the season and now is the backup, at about 30% of the carry share and a little less at the rushing yard share. For your receivers, you have Mike Evans and Tetairoa McMillan. Evans averaging 10.6 fantasy points per game, and McMillan at 12.8. Here's their seasonal averages. And if you need that, go ahead and give the video a pause because they have no turnovers, so we'll go straight to the charts. Where you have Mike Evans at 10.4% of the target share and 9.5% of the receiving yard share, as he has been out for quite some time as well. And then you have McMillan at 26.9% of the target share and about 32% of the receiving yard share, giving him the largest percentage by far on the team. For your next receivers, you have Emeka Egbuka and Xavier Legette. Egbuka averages about 13.1 fantasy points per game, and Legette's at about 6.7. There are no turnovers, so we'll move right to the averages and then straight to the charts. Where you have Egbuka at 27.7% of the target share and 30.3% of the receiving yard share, making him the most productive receiver on Tampa Bay. And then with Carolina, you have Legette at 14.8% of the target share and 12.2% of the receiving yard share. For your tight ends, you have Cade Otton and Tommy Tremble, with Otton averaging 7.4 fantasy points per game and Tremble averaging 4 fantasy points per game. Here's their seasonal averages, and with no turnovers, we'll go right to the charts. Where you have Otton at 15.6% of the target share and about 15% of the receiving yard share, and Tremble at 8.2% of the target share and 7.5% of the receiving yard share. So that wraps up all the individual data. Just looking at these two head-to-head, they are pretty evenly matched. All rankings within about 4 or 5 of each other, such as, your allowed rushing rank here on Tampa Bay against this rushing rank of 9 here. So if Tampa Bay can really shut down the rushing game here on Carolina, Tampa Bay may take the game, but they might have to rely on their passing game a lot more, and as will Carolina. Whoever wins best in the passing game, especially with this allowed passing rank of 31 here on Tampa Bay, you may have a very good chance of Carolina winning this game, but it does seem like it could still favor Tampa Bay. Even so, it's in Carolina, so I would probably even lean towards Carolina winning this game. But that's just based on the numbers here. So there you are with that data. I hope you found it informational and useful, and if you did, leave a like and subscribe, and leave a comment on what else you'd want to see in the future. But other than that, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you for the next game.